Hi guys, so today I wanted to make a video for you about how you can reduce your food waste. So step number one is only buy what you need. Make a list and only buy what's on the list. Because if you buy more than what you need, typically you're going to have a lot of waste, and you're also going to lose a lot of money in the process because grocery stores are purposely designed to make you buy more. So when you just stick to your list, you're only going to buy what's on the list, you're going to save money, you're going to have less waste. Number two is purposely plan out your meals. Like if you're going to buy cabbage and carrots to make coleslaw, you're probably going to have leftover carrots and leftover cabbage. So you're going to want to find other recipes you can use to use up the rest of that so you don't have any waste. So for example, when I buy carrots and when I buy cabbage, I can make coleslaw. I can make carrot muffins with the rest of the carrots. And for the cabbage, I can make sushi or I can make cabbage soup. So there's a lot of different recipes you can find that use bigger quantities of certain foods so you can use them up. Number three, have your go-to meals that are kind of like your garbage disposal meals. I know that sounds gross, but let me explain. Basically, you're just eating food that would go bad if you didn't eat it on that day. So my go-to garbage meals are burritos, sandwiches, wraps, lasagna, salad, and stir fry. Because all of these things, you can basically take all of the vegetables in your fridge, throw them in a pot or a pan, cook them, turn them into something that actually tastes good, and just eat it. For instance, when I buy a thing of avocados, there's a lot of avocados and they take forever to ripen. They all ripen at the same time, so you have to figure out what to do with like these 8 avocados before they completely go bad. So I'll throw them into burritos, I'll throw them into sandwiches, I'll make sushi because that uses a lot of avocados. And I can put them on salads, I can make avocado toast. There's a bunch of different things you can do with every single food item in your fridge. But these meals can basically get rid of all of the vegetables in your fridge, because I can't think of anything that you wouldn't put on a sandwich or a salad or a burrito or in a stir fry. Number four is freeze things before they go bad. So if you have vegetables that you know are going to go bad and you don't want to eat them, fruits and vegetables, if they're going to go bad and there's too much to eat, you can freeze them, some of them or all of them, and eat them later. So one time I wanted to make lasagna, but I was missing the one thing I needed to make lasagna noodles, but I had all the vegetables. So I cut up all the vegetables, I put them in a bag, and I put them in the freezer, and then when I got the lasagna noodles, I could make the lasagna. Also, when you're meal prepping, I tend to meal prep for like 3 to 4 days, because by then the salad gets a little wilted or the meal gets a little, could go bad, could not go bad. It's kind of like a game. So I make 3 to 4 days of meal prep and then I freeze the rest, and then every day that a meal is eaten, I take it out so it can de-thaw. I mean, you can't do that for salads really, but you can still do that for vegetables and potatoes. It's kind of like your own homemade Hungry Man. Also, if you have extra bread, like for me personally, I cannot eat a whole loaf in the time it takes for the bread to go bad. It just takes me so long to go through a loaf of bread. So what I do is I freeze the bread, and then whenever I want toast, I just take out the pieces I want, put them in the toaster, and it's good to go. The only bad thing with that is you're never really going to have soft bread anymore, because it's going to be very hard from the freezer, so you can really only toast it to make it de-thawed. I mean, you could de-thaw it also, but then it's going to be a little mushy sometimes. 5 is a juice foods like vegetables. If you don't want to freeze them, you don't want to eat them as is, then you can juice them. So then you're getting some nutrients and some sugars in a different form. Because personally, I'm always thirsty for something, and having juice there is perfect because I'll drink it. And if it's vegetables that were going to go bad, then that's even better because I'm getting rid of them. The only thing is you're going to have pulp left over from juicing, but there's so many things you can use the pulp for. You can put them in your compost if you want. And you can even save the pulp, freeze it, and then add it to your smoothies when you're gonna have smoothies. Number 6 is dehydrate stuff. So you don't even need a dehydrator to do this step. You can use your stove or toaster oven. It also would work. So when you dehydrate stuff, they basically have so much longer of a shelf life. Like if I had apples in my fruit thing and they were gonna go bad, I would chop them up, dehydrate them, and then I can have them pretty much whenever. Because dehydrating makes it so bacteria doesn't form as fast or pretty much at all. And this is a great thing to snack on. Like when I dehydrate fruit, I'm constantly snacking on it. Like I can't stop eating it. So you're definitely going to use it as long as you like it. And if you're doing apples, you can spread some cinnamon on there, add some flavoring. You can even dehydrate bananas. They don't dehydrate, so they're like perfectly dry, but they're a little bit moist in the middle, but it's so good, and I love dehydrated bananas. And lastly, number 7, if something has gone bad, because it's pretty much unavoidable, compost. So you can actually buy a compost, even if you're in an apartment. I'm in an apartment right now, and I'm looking towards getting a little compost that I can put out on my balcony. Even if you didn't have a balcony, you could, there might be composting places in your area that you can actually bring your compost to get rid of. I know if I didn't have a balcony, I would probably try to use a bin and fill that up, and then I would either have it inside in an enclosed space as much as possible so the smell doesn't travel, or I would dump it at the school because the school has a compost. And these are all the tips I have, and I hope they are really helpful to you. And I will see you guys for another video. Bye.